Right, there you go.
All right.
We've started, so we're in. And we're in. We'll go to Stream Manager. Check that one. And we have no viewers. Ha ha ha. Okay, but they will come in. They'll come in.
They will come.
Oh, and
built it, now
they will come. Build it, and they will come. Oh, that's right. That's from the baseball movie.
Yeah, it was Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. Yeah, I love that film. I did. I love that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mostly know that line from Wayne's World 2, which I think is
Wayne's World 2.
Parody of
How do you compare Wayne's World 2 with Field of Dreams?
Well,
I mean, that's
World
terrible.
Wayne's World 2 a little bit less good, but Wayne's World is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Risk Runner likes Wayne's World.
Oh, Risk Runner's in the chat, is he? He's not showing up on Twitch. Oh, there's 24 wonderful viewers. Hi.
24, nice.
Hi. So, right. So here we are. This is the dashboard of Don't Move Until You See It. And today we have a special guest. We've got a special guest in Aidan. And Aidan is the CEO come founder come creator of Don't Move Until You See It. Yeah. Aidan, what would you like to tell some of the viewers about your system and how you developed it and how you originally came together with your idea and who you've shown it to? You mentioned a few top chess players around the world that have already had a little look at your system, your training system.
I've had the absolute pleasure to share this with quite a few people that have been really enjoying it. I've currently got a couple of Thai players using it, which has been amazing, including a WFM from Croatia. I've had John Bartholomew through the system, and he really digs it. He's given me lots of really amazing feedback and helping me to...
Yeah, John Bartholomew is a very, very popular chess streamer.
Yeah, and founder of Chessable, which is incredibly good to get his advice and things. And more recently, a couple of weeks ago, I had a meeting with the legendary Bruce Pandolfini.
Bruce Pandolfini! Woohoo!
And he really likes it. Thinks I'm on the verge of doing.
And what is it?
Great.
What is it? What is this system? What's it all about? What does it do? What can we achieve?
The system is based on my own Wiki idea. A bit of background, I picked up chess over the lockdowns and was awful, really bad. I think my lowest rating in Blitz was 750.
Oh, you were a Pats, huh?
So it was pretty bad.
I can't talk like that. Some of my wonderful subscribers are only rated 500 or 600. So do you think you might be able to help them with your system?
Absolutely. My bullet rating was 350 at one point, I think. So I feel that. I tried to get better the normal way, the way that everyone recommends that you do. And like the way that videos will tell you to do it or books will tell you to do it, which is basically do lots of puzzles, study your opening, study your end game, look at classic games. A bit of a nutshell, that's kind of it. And I was putting in an hour every day and wasn't seeing much improvement. It was good for a bit. I had like a little jump and then nothing. And I decided that was...
G'day, Risk Runner.
And
Dr. Chesterstein.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we did have 26. We're down to 3. Some people tuned out because there's probably no chess being played. Oh, they like their chess. They love their chess.
They love their chess? Fair enough. Yeah, well, jump straight to the point then. I came up with a different way of doing it, and that different way involved learning visualization first. And within 2 weeks, I jumped 250 points. Within a month, I jumped another 200 on top of that. And within 9 months, I was 1,500. And that was studying about 10 minutes a day. I wasn't doing any openings work. I wasn't doing any end game work. Was barely doing any puzzles or any of that kind of stuff. I was just spending 10 to 15 minutes a day training visualization. And
I see.
that alone shot me.
Can,
And then
can you
I
show us?
said,
Can you show us something about your system? What does it actually do?
okay.
I mean, what's it based on? I mean, how do you improve? Do you get a needle in your arm, or what do you do to improve your chess?
Yeah, so
You're not working for Big Pharma, obviously. So how do you get good chess in our brain? How does that work?
how does that happen? The main thing is when we train our visualization in a really focused way, and I'll show you the way in a second, it forces our brain to create clarity. And if you are lower than, say, 1,600,
Lots of people
lots of
Aidan.
people are.
Oh, Aidan, you don't know just how many players there are that they tell me they all suck at chess. They say, I suck at chess, I suck. And Grandmaster Teddy tells them that you don't have to suck at chess. He tells them, but they don't believe it. And they've got to have self-belief. Can you help them with their self-belief?
I can help with that as well. Absolutely.
Oh, good.
Fabiano Caruana did an interview at one point, and he said that all blunders and mistakes at their root are issues with visualization.
That's true. I blundered. Do you know I blundered my? Can I just stop you there for 1 sec?
Yeah.
I hate to talk over the top of you, but you
That's
know what
okay.
happened to me this morning in Title Tuesday?
Yeah.
I was playing a Grandmaster, and I had an extra queen. I was going to make an extra queen, and then he put his queen on prees, lacking visualization, and I didn't see it. I lacked my own visualization. I didn't see that my queen was. I put the pawn that was protecting my queen. I pushed the pawn down that protected my queen. I lost my queen.
No.
Oh yes, I did. Grandmaster Teddy was disgusted with me.
Those would hurt the most.
It was the Botez queen.
Problem. Oh, it hurts.
Aidan, it was the Botez queen. It was the most embarrassing thing. I was telling everybody that was watching, right? They're all watching me play on Title Tuesday. I'd started badly. I'm playing a Grandmaster. I outplayed the Grandmaster completely. And then I gave away my queen. It was devastating. Will your systems help people stop making blunders?
Absolutely, it will. Most blunders, Fabiano believes all blunders are linked to visualization. I reckon under about 1,600, if you fix the clarity with which you can hold the board in your head, so then so many of your problems just go away. If you can hold the board in your head comfortably, you no longer blunder your queen or your distance bishop.
How do you hold the chessboard in your head? What do you have to hold the chessboard and stick it on top of your head? How does this work?
Pieces in one at a time for a year. That's really what it's about. The method that I've got is that I've developed. I couldn't find anything good, so went out and came up with some stuff. And the method I developed is based around this idea that I like to call isolating and intensifying.
Oh yeah.
What we want to do in order to train a skill in this way for rapid improvements and for rapid results is we want to isolate the target skill, so in this case visualization, and we want to intensify it. So we want to train it at a level that is much harder than we would actually need in a game.
Yes.
The way that we do that is with audio. I like to think of it as blindfold chess without the decisions. Blindfold chess is fine, but it's really, really, really hard. And it's not great training because you still have to do everything else in the game. But chess audio, you'll let you basically just pay attention to the visualization part.
I'm with you, yeah.
Yeah, so I built a system around it. I got massive results myself. I gave it to a friend. He spent 10 minutes on it and then jumped 300 points in puzzles immediately.
It looks very complicated. Is it complicated to use?
Not at all. Not at all. I've got since I came up with this 2 years ago and started building it all out. I've made 13 different content types, so 13 different exercise types that focus on different parts of the visualization skill.
Are these brain exercises, Aidan, are they?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, good day, Magic Master. Magic Master, excuse me 1 minute, Aidan. Our Magic Master, we're talking to Aidan from Don't Move Until You See It. And you come just in time. We haven't started the presentation yet, but Aidan will tell you all about what's going on.
Yeah. The main thing I think is probably the easiest to do is probably to jump straight in.
Okay. Can Grandmaster Teddy do the exercises too?
Grandmaster Teddy absolutely can do the exercises.
Oh, he'll pass all.
In fact, Grandmaster Teddy's already been training for weeks. He's way ahead of all.
I think he better have a rest. Okay, so you tell me what we've got to do, right, Grandmaster Teddy?
All right. Well, I think the first thing that we're going to look at is one of my favorite types of puzzles. I'm really proud of these ones. These are called the Lost Piece puzzles.
The Lost Piece.
So, yeah.
Oh. You sit down,
What you want to do, so on your dashboard there, if you just refresh that page, John, I've added some bookmarks to your account. So if you just refresh your browser page.
How do I do that?
You can do it with Control R on your keyboard, will do it.
Small R, eh?
Yeah, as long as you've clicked on Safari.
Oh, Safari.
Oh, no, sorry, you're on a Mac. Yeah, Commander.
What? Command R.
Yeah, you're on a Mac. Yeah.
Right. Oh. Yeah, it did do something. It flicked. Yeah.
Beautiful. So now I've added some bookmarks. You can see that your bookmark section there.
Oh, I see bookmarks. Yes.
Yeah.
Kings, kings everywhere. The most kings, like train tracks, we have you surrounded. Nardorf and the day of my daughter's wedding.
Yeah. So his name's some exercises. I think I'm quite proud of Nardorf. It's a Nardorf mistake. If you go to that L002 like train tracks.
L002 train tracks. What's that?
So in your bookmarks, if you go to the train tracks one in your bookmarks.
Bookmarks? Oh, like train tracks. You want me to click on that?
Yeah, so click on that one.
Okay. So I've clicked on that one. It's just loading now.
Oh, beautiful. Might be a little strange from the stream as well. There we go. Nice. Oh, there's no audio in this one. What happened there? That's weird. All right, cool. There's no audio in this one. Interesting. All right, well, this particular puzzle type is called the Lost Piece. What this one does is it forces our brains to notice square control in a way that's really hard to kind of simulate any other way in chess. So what we need to do with this particular kind of puzzle is look at where the pieces are. So in this case, white has a king on G1, a rook on A4, a rook on G6, and a pawn on D7. Black has a king on D5.
Okay, hold on a second. Have I got to visualise this, have I?
Yeah, so...
hold on.
You visualize
can you stop talking 1 sec while I think about it?
Yeah.
D7, there's a pawn on D7, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I see, yeah. And the black king's on D5. Okay. Right. Oh, there's a missing piece, and where is it? Oh, so
Yeah,
black's
so
in
the position is a
stalemate.
stalemate. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So white's
So
got
where's
a
the
king
missing
on
piece going?
G1. He's got a rook on A4, rook on G6. So rook on A4, rook on G6. Oh, I see. So the fifth rank's covered. There's a pawn on D7. Black king's on D5. Oh, so the piece missing would have to be, because there's got to be a white king. So the white king's got to be somewhere, I suppose. The white king's got to be there, hasn't it?
White king's on G1.
Oh, white king's on G1. Oh, yeah, black king's on D5. Yeah, okay. Rook's on A4. So I'm trying to imagine it. So I've got to imagine this in my mind, right? As part of the exercise. Rook's on A4. There's a rook on G6. There's a pawn on D7. So, well, a knight might do it if a knight covered the two squares either side of the king. A knight, the king's on D5, so a knight would have to cover C5 and E5. So that means the knight. Where's the knight now? I could put a knight on. Oh no, I can't put the knight there. 5, 6, 7. There's a pawn on that side, so the knight's got to be on the other side. So to cover the. Hold on a second, you got me here, Aidan. So the knight would have to be on E3. Is it on E3? Knight on E3?
Very close. It's very close. There's a couple people in chat that have got it.
Oh, there's a couple of people got it. They might have a chessboard. I'm not looking at a chessboard, right? Hold on. Can I cheat? Can I cheat here?
No cheating. No cheating.
I mean, I just want to hold the blank board up, right? So I can visualize it with a blank board.
So I've got that like part of that's why I actually started looking into this kind of stuff, because most blindfold stuff online boiled down to seeing a board.
Okay, so it's
yeah.
I want to draw a picture. Suddenly, my brain wants to draw a picture of a board. But I know that a knight, if I can cover the D5, it's king's on D5, right? Black king. So I need to cover C5, right? Sorry, I've got to cover C5, and so if you move back 1, it's C4, so it's C3, E3, E3. It has to be E3, knight on E3. A knight on E3 would cover this two squares either side of the king.
Well, the knight on D3 does, yeah.
Oh, it's D3. Oh, of course, it's got to be D3. Yeah. It's got to be on the same square. I'm just getting a bit confused. Yeah, so I see what you mean now. So I had the right idea, but obviously the knight has to be on D3, of course. Yeah, I'm not looking at a chessboard, guys. I'm really just trying to put a chessboard in my head. And then just imagine, I knew it had to be a knight. I knew I had to cover those two squares either side of the king, because the two castles cover the file, the ranks. Sorry, both ranks, don't they? They cover the E4 rank, the A4 to H4 rank, and the other castle G6 covers the other rank. Yeah. Now I know where you're coming from. I've got it.
Nice, fantastic, and that's the kind of
that's a lot of brain training, Aidan.
Exactly, like having to think about the board in that way, and the intensity with which you have to think about it. means that when you then go and play chess later, your brain finds it easy to calculate in a way that it hasn't before.
Yeah.
Is you had to work so much harder to answer.
It
these
is hard.
puzzles
It's
and go and
hard
play.
work. It's very
Yeah.
easy when you can see a board, Aiden, because
Yeah,
I'm
super
not
easy, yeah.
cheating, right? I'm just trying to work it out in my head. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. All right. great.
Can we just welcome some of the people in the
Yeah,
chat?
let's do it.
Yeah, we've got Risk Runner, Magic Master, and we've got Hawker. Hawker's a good friend of our stream, and Ali WWW, and the pawn on D7 gave it away for me. Ali said, and Raising Arizona is here, and welcome to Raising Arizona. He's one of my wonderful subscribers, Aiden. So
it's really it's interesting, because I know these guys from when I'm on the other side of chat. So
well,
it's interesting to be on this side.
We've got 11 wonderful viewers, and they're probably a bit confused. But now we know. Now we know what's happening.
Yeah.
Can you sum up?
Those,
Can you just sum up for people that might have just come in what we've actually done in a nutshell?
Yeah, fantastic. This is Don't Move Until You See It. It's also the reason that my chat is named that. I can't say that. This is a visualization training tool, the first of its kind available online. And it's got some fans, including John Bartholomew, Bruce Pandolfini, people like that, kind of really excited about it. And it's getting some really amazing results for people from beginner right up to much high surprise title players that are way better than me, would beat me 100 times out of 100. Getting huge results as part of tournament prep and stuff.
Well, I had to work, Aiden, to do that exercise, and I imagine that's a beginner's exercise, and I found it a bit strenuous. Yeah.
Yeah, like you'll find, like, for your particular, given your background and stuff, I imagine there are certain exercise types in this that you find are absolute breeze, and other ones that are trickier because they're making you think about the board in a different way than you're used to. And it's very much about that. It's about forcing your brain to create clarity about the position.
Yeah. You see, what we have, Aiden, is we also have. If I would make a suggestion, I would see that once they've done the exercise, after they've completed the exercise and they find the exercise too difficult, do they get to see a solution with the chessboard?
They do. So if you scroll down a little bit.
Oh, okay. We'll scroll down a little bit. There we go. And we click on see the answer, do we?
That's the one. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there it is. And now we can see the two castles. They're covering the two ranks, just like we imagined in our mind. And we can see the knight now on D3, of course, not E3. D3 covering the two squares either side of the king, right? There we go.
Nice.
And we couldn't use a queen, could we? We couldn't use a queen because it would have been a check, right, or checkmate. And we couldn't use a bishop because then that would create an escape square.
So I wondered, could we have used a queen?
What? No, we couldn't because it'd be check, wouldn't it?
We could have a queen on D3, but maybe we'd use a queen on E3.
What? Oh, we could have had a queen on E3. Yes.
Yeah, or C3.
Or on C3
when I was making the puzzle. Yeah.
There we go. So we could have also. There's two solutions, Aiden. So
there is 3, 4, 5 solutions.
Well, you would have to correct that, won't you?
I will. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to correct that one, or at least show that there were several solutions, and put maybe 2 more boards on there for the other 2 solutions. And then then instead of see the answer, it'd just be see the answers, right? Because but you don't have to change the puzzle. It's a great puzzle.
Cheers. Yeah, I don't think I realised that you could do that with the queen. But that's really cool. Anyway, nice. That's the downside, not the downside, just the fascinating thing about having made all of these puzzles myself. And for anyone who's ever made a puzzle of any kind, whether it's chess or whatever, I don't know if there's anyone in the chat that's done it, but it's such a weird experience because.
Hey, g'day, Sigmunda!
Hey.
Um,
Oh, did I say you couldn't use a queen? Okay, well I'm top in front of myself then.
yeah, Sigmunda says he says it looks like a computer algorithm.
Yeah, I'm really like that's a really interesting bit of feedback. I'd love to know what you mean by that, because that seems really interesting.
There you go, Sigmunda. If you can tell Aiden in the chat what you mean by saying you think it looks like a computer algorithm, could you expand on that a little? Because that's a really interesting comment, Sigmunda.
And Hawkeye did say there were no queens, so clearly the version of me a few months ago that made this puzzle knew what was going on. It's just me now it's forgotten.
Oh, hi there, Glitch Tower. Glitch Tower's here. G'day, Glitch Tower.
All right, do you want to do another one?
Oh, we've got 14 viewers. People are interested. They just want to know a little bit more, I should think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just jump into the next thing.
Go for it. Yeah.
People work on that. So, okay, let's do one of my other favorite types. If you go back to the dashboard, if you scroll up, you go back to the dashboard.
Oh, go back to the dashboard. Yes.
Yep. So if you scroll up and you've got a button that says dashboard, and you go back there.
Which we click on. What do we click on?
Yeah, a little higher. There's like a couple different spots for the dashboard. So you can see dashboard right at the top of the white bit.
Dashboard? Click on dashboard?
Yep.
Okay, so we clicked on dashboard. Wow.
Fantastic.
Yes, we've got a new screen. This is called the mental board. Oh, there's Magnus Carlsen.
Let me...
Is that Magnus? Or is that Magnus?
Yeah, that was Magnus. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's Magnus with a strange color filter, but.
Oh, okay.
But yes, Magnus.
Oh, yeah, I can see now. Magnus Carlsen, world champion. Yeah.
All right. Let's have a look at let's do another one of the lost piece puzzles. Let's go down to one. So if you scroll down again, go back to your bookmarks.
Oh, thank you. Aiden Glitchow said it seems like a really fun stream. Well, we're doing something completely different, Glitchow. This is all about training chess. And as I'm doing these exercises with Aiden, you can join me and you can do the exercises too. And like first time chatter, Ali WWW worked out a knight on D3. He worked it out really quickly. So Glitchcow, you can do these exercises as well as we're going through.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at another one of those lost piece puzzles because that was fun.
Okay.
So let's go back to your bookmarks and you go to We Have You Surrounded.
We Have You Surrounded. Oh, chess is a war game, isn't it, Aiden? Yeah. We have you surrounded.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of quite lame jokes in my titles. A lot of like obscure references and
okay.
It's pretty funny. So
today,
oh wow, this is an interesting one.
I try my hand at an advanced lost piece exercise. This is tricky. Let me know how you go. So there we go.
I didn't realize this was an advanced one. This one's going to be hard.
Is it?
Yeah. This is tricky.
Help! So I click on the audio.
Go for it anyway. I'm curious. I'm curious if people in the stream can work it out.
In this position, White has a king on G1, a queen on F5, a rook on F1, a bishop on B2, a knight on G5, and pawns on A2, B3, C2, D4, E3, G2, and H2. This position is a stalemate. Where is Black's king?
On G8.
that's a very interesting, very very interesting option. But there is I can see exactly what you're thinking, but there's a pawn in the way of what you're thinking.
Oh,
There's a pawn d4.
oh, there's a pawn on d4. Oh, blocking the
Yeah.
pawn. Oh, so
Yeah.
you want can you work out where the missing piece is meant to be? Oh, there's a missing
Yes.
piece. There's a
There's
missing
a missing
piece.
king. Yeah, so it's the missing king.
Oh, the king's
So-
somewhere else. Oh, I see.
Yeah, so the white has the king on g1, the queen on f5, a rook on f1, bishop on b2, a knight on g5, and pawns on a2, b3, c2, d4, e3, g2, and h2. And the position is a stalemate.
I see. So
It's hard. Yeah.
okay. So did you tell me where the black king was? I've forgotten.
That's the idea. The idea is to find out
where the black king is, and I thought it was on g8, but that's not right because there's a pawn somewhere.
There's a pawn blocking it. Otherwise, it'd be absolutely correct. Yeah, there's a pawn in d4.
Oh, that blocks the bishop line. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. See, my brain worked out that the bishop was diagonal, was cutting all the squares. So I thought, oh, it's easy. It's on d8, g8. So that means I've got to put the king somewhere else.
Yeah.
And
any guesses in chat as well? Any kind of ideas? Or do you need me to run through the positions again?
so there's a queen on f5, a knight on g5. So queen on f5 and a knight on g5. Well, queen on f5 is a white square, so that the knight on g5 next to it, on the right hand side of it, is covering black squares. The king's not on h5 or something, is it? No. h4, h5, is it? Is it? King on h5? What was the king at h5?
Resni Arizona, give it a shot without the board. See how you go. Kind of like try and keep track of that in your head and like let that. Even if you don't get the answer, the workout will be awesome for your chess.
Right, so we'll play that again just so people can hear
In
it.
this position,
Yeah.
white has a king on g1, a queen on f5, a rook on f1, a bishop on b2, a knight on g5, and pawns on a2, b3, c2, d4, e3, g2, and h2. This position is a stalemate. Where is black's king?
Gee, Hikaru would get this straight away, wouldn't he?
I'd love to do it. I'd love to do it. So like, it's been
Yeah,
really interesting.
But
I've had, like,
you know what you've done. You when you're telling us all about the pawns on A2 and B3 and C2, you're just trying to confuse us with that because they have nothing to do with the position, and the bishop on B2 has nothing to do with the position. So, and the pawn on D4 may have a little bit to do with the position covering that black square, but the queen's covering the F5 square, so really it's all about the knight and the queen. The knight and the queen are what it's all about. So that's what I reckon. So it's something to do with those ones.
Just writing it all out for for chat if they want to have a look as well. Some people coming and going. It might be easier if it's in there.
I think we should look at the answer. But I reckon
Okay.
the king's on.
What's your what's your
Oh, if I'm going to
guess?
take a guess, hold on, I'm just guessing. There's no pawns in front of the king, is there? The black king. So there's no pawns on f7 or G.
No, so the
no.
only piece that black has is their king. Yeah.
That's right. So I would put the king
Oh, that's a
on.
really cool suggestion. That's Raising Arizona. It's a good idea, but you've got the knight. The king would have the escape square on H. Would you say H4? So we'd be able to go to H5 or H3. No, H3. Sorry. We'd be able to go up to H5 because the knight is blocking the queen's vision on that square. Let's make sure that's all the correct ones.
King on H4. H4.
H4, you reckon?
Yeah, I guess that.
John, what if I told you it's on the other side of the board?
Oh, bugger.
In this position, white has a king on G1, a queen on F5, a rook
Of course.
on F1,
Oh, of
a
course.
bishop on B2,
Oh.
a knight on G5, and pawns on A2,
That
B3,
confused me.
C2, D4,
That's why this one's an advanced one. It's
E3.
tricky.
G2, and H2.
Of course.
This position is a stalemate.
Oh, I kept.
Where is black's king?
Oh, look at that, will you? Isn't that terrible?
It's a sneaky one. Perpetual stalemate, great to you. This is a visualization training system I developed. So the fact you can't see a board is the point. Follow along with the audio as we're doing exercise, as you're kind of seeing written stuff out there, and try and work out these the answers using the board in your head. And feel free to.
It really
Slow
trains
down.
your brain. It makes your brain work really hard, Aiden.
Yeah. I'm glad they could. I bet you the people got the fourth row correct wrong side of the board. Yeah, exactly.
Aiden, would it help? Would it help any of my chess players that are beginners that do drugs? Because
I think they'll nail this stuff.
they'll nail it with their imagination. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They'll be
Yeah,
they'll
visualization
be
training
they'll be
is
having a
something.
bonger or a weed or something like that, and their brain will be all over the place. They come up with some brilliant ideas.
Amazing.
And can you imagine the chess bra? Can you imagine the chess bra with your puzzles? And there he is. He'd be doing his shots, right? He'd be having his shots.
I would love to watch the chess bras do my puzzles. That would be a good day for me. Race the Arizona. Wonderful.
Raising Arizona was a bad boy. Do you know Raising Arizona? He actually met Victor Korchnoi, the great grandmaster world finalist, championship finalist Victor Korchnoi, and he got his chessboard signed by Victor Korchnoi.
That's awesome.
It's great, isn't it?
Super cool, dude. Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? I told him if he gets a terminal disease, he's got to leave the chessboard in his will to me.
Wonderful.
I'm only joking. I wouldn't wish that on anybody Raising Arizona.
But just in case it does happen,
It was just in case. It was at the night he met Victor Korchnoi at the 1983 U.S. Open in Pasadena, California.
Amazing.
Yeah. We've got 112 viewers here. So do we want go to the next problem, Aidan?
Yeah, let's do the next puzzle. Okay.
Okay.
Let's have a look at. Let's go to like a couple too early. These are a little bit more straightforward. So if you scroll up now, John.
I can scroll up, yes.
Yeah. So up in where it says your stats, you'll see intermediate CTE. Just hit the arrow next to that for me.
Intermediate
Right.
CDE. CTE.
Yeah, CTE. Under
Yeah,
your
got
stats.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
I click the arrow. Oh, Carlson! It's Carlson's opening trick.
I don't know what that screen that pops up is. Anyway, it might be a Safari.
It says Carlson's opening trick.
Yeah, so these puzzles are slightly different. The way I like to, these are simulate the kind of calculation we need to do over a board. So these are like a normal chess puzzle, but few moves too early. The position that you see is the normal board position. The audio will tell you a sequence of moves that have been played from this position. And then at the end, it'll say whether it's white to move or black to move, and we have to find the tactic. So easy way to think of it, normal puzzle, but a few moves too early.
Oh, I see. It's a few moves too early. And
Yeah.
they're going to
So-
say what moves were played, right?
So that, that's the audio will say what move is played, what move we played, and then we'll tell you who has a tactic, like would be in a puzzle. Thanks, Arizona. I'm so happy that
Hold on.
Position in the image. 1. Knight C4. Queen C7. 2. C takes D4. D5. 3. E takes D5.
Yeah.
E takes D5. 4. Knight C to E5.
Oh, I can't do it. Oh, sorry.
Bishop D6.
I'll eat it later. Don't worry about it. I'm not being ungrateful. That's just my
Right.
wife
Bishop
gave me dinner.
B5.
I'm going to have to start again. Sorry, guys.
What is the best
That's
move?
right.
Yeah, I'm going to have to stop it and start it again. 1 minute.
From the position in the image. 1. Knight C4. Queen C7. 2. C takes D4. D5. 3. E takes D5. E takes D5. 4. Knight C to E5. Bishop D6. 5. Bishop B5. What is the best move for black?
And knight takes e5. I believe it's knight takes e5. And also we can win a piece with bishop takes a6 and queen takes b5. Right? So we win a piece.
From the position in the image. 1.
Oh, hold on 1 second.
Knight C4.
Stop that. 1 sec. So we go to the answer. And I reckon I've got this.
You got the knight takes e5.
Oh, yeah, I reckon, yeah, because we're going to capture the knight on a3 and capture the the bishop on b4, and if you take on c6, we can just retreat our bishop back to b4 with a check, and then recapture on c6, and then we've got a piece up.
You've said that with such certainty that I question my own answer. The answer in this case, look at move 5 there. So after bishop b5, it's queen a5 check.
Pawn takes, yeah. Knight there, bishop d6. Oh, bishop b5, yeah, queen a5 check. Oh, I see. Yeah. I forgot the knight's then moved off a3, hasn't it? Oh, yeah, just to check. But I knew we were going to win a piece on b5.
Yeah.
I knew that. I worked that out. I just thought I'd take the knight first. And, I can't take the knight because I'm pinned, right? So, in other words, I just played the check then, yeah. But I understood the position. I did have it. I did.
Yeah,
I did.
absolutely.
I was pretty close.
Yeah.
I understood the fundamentals of what was going on. It's just that if I saw a real chessboard, I'd still win the piece. Yeah.
How did you all in chat go? Anybody think they got that answer as it was coming through?
It's not easy for beginners to see 4-5 moves deep. Right, so
No, this stuff it's tricky. Yeah.
Yeah, because my brain was a little bit clouded, but I forgot. Well, the first move was knight c4, so I can't capture the knight on a3 because I'm going back. My brain went backwards to the beginning, and I forgot the knight had moved to c4 and gone to e5. So obviously, it's got to be a check.
That's one of the really important. That's why the people right at the top, like top grandmasters, also work on their visualization as an important thing. Because a lot of the studies done, a lot of the blunders at the top stage come from calculation mistakes. The blunders at the top stage come from people being able to see a knight on the board, even though in their head for their calculation that knight's already moved.
Well,
So
that's what happened to me, Aidan.
Yeah.
In a game entitled Tuesday, you know what I did? I moved my rook to h8, right, in a chess game against the master. They're all titled players, and I moved my rook to h1, I should say. And I thought, I don't need to trap his bishop with g3. I could just move and hit his bishop. And I'm pinning that against the king, but I forgot there was a damn pawn there or something like that. And I visualised the pawn not being there. I visualised that the bishop on h2 was pinned against the king by the castle on h1. And what it was, and I actually imagined the pawn not being on the board, and yet it was on the board.
Yo, wow.
Yeah, that's right. So that's what happening in speed chess. So I was that comes from my pattern recognition skills, right? So this is what you're doing for us. You're training us pattern recognition skills, and you're
That's a big part of it.
Yeah, you're working our brains harder to improve, and now I can see where you're coming from.
Amazing. I'm glad it's coming through. Yeah, that's it forces the pattern recognition, and it forces holding of details. Like I imagine everybody.
Can you excuse me for 1 minute? Because my wife cooked me some dinner. Hold on a second.
It did look good as well. That was good looking dinner. Pieces moving on the ceiling. Oh man, I was doing some studying. I do some research into all of this stuff when I was starting the business, and the pieces on the ceiling thing is a wonderful joke because there's something that our brains, when we look up and to the left, that looks amazing. Look up and to the left, it's easier to trigger our internal visual matrix. So I don't matrix not the right way, but the part of our brain that handles internal visualizing, so pictures in your head, something about looking up and to the left actually makes that part of your brain work a little easier.
Yeah.
Most people do it naturally.
But that
So
was a
the,
wonderful puzzle.
Zakara looking at the ceiling, or Beth Harmon moving pieces on the ceiling, all of that stuff is actually referencing this phenomenon that we do as humans.
You
That
know,
when
you know
we
what
pick something,
Sigmunda
we
said?
pick up.
You know what Sigmunda said in the chat, Aiden?
Yeah,
He said-
that's what I was talking about then. Yeah.
Yeah, he said the pieces are moving on the ceiling. Do you think he might be smoking some unusual material?
Look at the bottom of my shoes just to make my point. It's suspicious.
That's right.
Yes.
Raising Arizona
Yes.
says, I look at the bottom of my shoes just to make my opponent suspicious. Oh! And you know that I'll tell you something else. There was one fellow there, right? His name was he was a chess master in Sydney, and the local university wrote a story about him. They called him Non Kellner. His actual name was John Kellner, and they said he used the look at the fly on the wall trick. So that so his opponent would say would be sitting at the board opposite him in a real game, not online. And he'd say, hey, look at the fly on the wall. And he'd take a piece off the board.
Amazing.
That's true.
I love it. Yeah. It's so good. I once had somebody in a over the board game try and just move a knight one square over on me. That was a good time. How about how often, like in tournament play, how much like when you were coming up, how often did that stuff happen? Like someone trying to pull a fast one over the board.
Oh, when we used to play blitz chess before the FIDE rules were sort of implemented, you could actually cheat, and it was all sort of within the rules as long as your opponent didn't see it. So if they did see it and they used your system, don't move until you see it, right? Then the rule was in Lightning Chess in New South Wales and Australia at the time. This is going right back to the 70s, right?
Yeah.
The rule was at that time that if you're playing Lightning Chess and say you took a piece off the board, right, and it just disappeared, right? If the opponent stopped the clock and said you made an illegal move, you would have lost the game, right? But if he didn't see it and then he makes a move, then the stealing of the piece off the board is legal, even if you haven't even if you haven't captured it with a piece. So you know what I used to do? I used to put another piece. I used to put another piece on the board. I did, and I sometimes had 3 knights.
And as long as they play to move, it's fine.
Yeah, then they brought in those terrible FIDE rules, right?
Oh,
And you
barbarians.
couldn't cheat.
Barbarians.
You couldn't cheat anymore.
Wonderful. So it's like literally have your queen up your sleeve, like just
Believe me, it was done.
queens under the board.
I'm sure it was done. There was a German Australian guy called Gert Nies, and he was one of the trickiest of the. I fair dinkum believe he was a magician and he practiced sleight of hand.
Oh, I mean that particular rule set definitely encourages sleight of hand. Like
That's
just
right.
Like you play with pieces where the rook and the queen look kind of similar, or like
Oh, the other thing you do. Oh, the other thing you do is this, right? You go like this. You hold. What I used to do is I used to go like this with my hand, right? I hold a piece, right? And I go like that, like I'm going to do something with it. They're watching my hand, and then I'd make a move with another piece, and I'll put that piece back down the board. And that, because you didn't have the touch move rule either. No, I think we played touch move. But I used to do all sorts of tricks. And my favourite was to slam the piece down on the board. I used to get the bishop, right, or something like that, and I'd put it on the board, and I'd say, cop that, and I'd get it like a hammer, and I'd hammer the bishop into the board. And this is true. This has really happened in chess.
I don't doubt
In
it.
Sydney,
I don't even
in
want to-
Sydney, Australia, we were unusual people. And I was quite violent, right, with the chess pieces, right? The way I'd bang them down on the board. And we had these plastic pieces that Peter Parr, the chess captain of our Olympiad team, he used to import the chess pieces from China. Anyway, maybe the mould wasn't too good on this particular bishop that he bought. Anyway, I picked up this white bishop and I slammed it on the board, and guess what? It went poof and turned into dust. It did.
Oh, amazing.
No, I did. I slammed the bishop down,
That
and
counts.
it went poof and turned into dust. And you know what my opponent said? Seems you've just lost your bishop.
Yeah. If I was your opponent, I'd just make a move. If that seems to the rules, like as soon as they make a move, it's locked in. So it's like, oh, your bishop exploded into a cloud of dust. E4.
I was the only person I know, Aidan, that had an exploding chess bishop.
Amazing. You basically invented atomic chess. Like somebody owes you lots of royalties.
Oh yeah, atomic chess, yeah. Anyway, we're going to do another puzzle.
We are. I think we are. Let's do a fun blunder. These are super fun.
It's the Thunder Down Under, Raising Arizona. Yeah. Sigmunda says he sounds like battle chess. He says.
If you scroll up to your bookmarks, I want to go to the day of my daughter's wedding.
The day of what's that? Have you got a daughter?
I do not. It is a bad joke about the Sicilian defense.
Oh, I see. Right here for the
God,
day of your daughter's wedding, we've got
the
that.
day of my daughter's wedding. See what I click on that one. Alright, nice. Sorry, that's really interesting that it's happening. Anyway, Thunder Down Under is definitely a male dance show. That's definitely a thing that has happened. Yeah. No, I remember an ad for that somewhere. That's a thing.
That's the Kalishnikov.
Kalashnikov, yeah, this is the Kalashnikov variation.
Kalashnikov is like a-
it's called that.
Yeah, the Kalishnikov is a Russian machine gun, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
But I was like, why is this variation called that?
I don't know.
So the way these puzzles work, these we get to be chess detectives. These are one of my favorite types. These are a lot of fun. These are really good on stream. So, chat, get yourselves ready. This is going to be good. The way this puzzle works is that you can see a notation for a game there in bold at the bottom. That game, somewhere in that game, a player is going to make a serious blunder, or is going to like ignore a threat or something like that. But it's going to screw up, and their opponent is not going to punish them for it. So what you have to do is visualize that game in your head, find where one player went wrong, and work out what move should have been played to punish that move.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
yep.
Yeah.
Are we ready,
Right,
guys?
chat,
Come
let's
on.
see what we got.
E4, C4.
Should I make it spicy?
Oh, don't talk. Well, I was just working the variation out. You can't talk right in the middle of. I'm playing through the game in my head, and you're talking.
You did the handicap, mate. Everyone else is.
Hold on. I just need a bit of quiet now. Hold on. Well, you should have played B4 and won a piece.
Boom. You know something interesting? Raising Arizona beat you. Good job, Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona always beats me. He's one of my strongest subscribers. I think he's rated about 1,200. He gives me a hiding all the time. He steals all my
You guys go in chat.
He steals all my rating points. You know, I used to be 2,300 a couple of months ago, and then suddenly all my subscribers are improving, and they steal all my rating points. I'm losing hundreds and hundreds of rating points.
What's that Yoda line like in one of the more recent Star Wars movies? That we are what they grow beyond. Is the line? Like, we masters, we are what they grow beyond. So just the students are growing beyond you, John.
Well, they're learning fast. They really are, Aiden. C5. It was knight there, right? Knight to C6. D4 takes. Knight takes. E5. This is the Pelican. You know who used to play? Yeah, this is like a Pelican type system. Is this the Pelican? Yeah, it's very similar. Yeah, I think it's the Pelican. And a guy that used to play this really well, it was International Master Robert Jamison from Victoria. He used to, yeah, in the 70s, he used to play the Pelican, and he was like our best expert on the Pelican. And he was really good at it. Here it comes. A6, knight back, pawn to B5, and then bishop E2, and that's where he's missed the pawn move. He should win a piece with pawn to B4, attacking two knights. You're quite right. Raising Arizona, you get the prize. You get the booby prize. You get two knights out with Grandmaster Teddy, right? Only trouble is, to get the prize, you're going to come all the way from Arizona, United States of America. Cost you about $3,000 to collect your prize.
I think it's worth it.
Of course it is. He's a very cuddly bear. Okay, so we got that one. So what do we do now? What do we do now?
Do you want to do another one of those? Do you want to do another one of those?
Yeah, that was a really good puzzle.
Nice. All right. Well, if you tick it off, go to the little tick button you see at the sort of the middle there.
Yeah. We've got 581 people, Aiden. So I'm going to send this right back in your ball court. You've got 581 people listening. Now tell them all about your system and what we're doing here today.
Amazing. This is Don't Move Until You See It. This is a visualization training tool. This is a tool that took from 700 rated to 1500 rated in 9 months, studying about 10 to 15 minutes a day. And now I have Bruce Panfini, John Bartholomew, title players really enjoying using it, and title players training for tournaments with it. It's been a wild ride, and John here is being wonderful and allowing me to share it with all of you. Pull up, we'll go through some exercises. All of these are meant to be done in your head. And what we're doing is we are forcing your brain to visualize so much in a way that's more difficult than you'll ever need in an actual game of chess, so that when you go back to a game of chess, it's easy. And things are coming to you and everything's clear, and you'll feel that difference. If you play all out, jump in, if you go for these exercises, you will absolutely feel a difference. And if you like what you see here, I'll stick a link in the chat to get through to a free 5-day course that'll be a really kind of deeply involved version of this.
And
is it that in there now?
Is it true that Grandmaster Teddy got his title using your system?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Don't tell lies. Don't tell lies, Aiden.
I would never lie. I would never lie. Grandmaster Teddy is definitely my most prestigious Teddy student. That's the word I was going for. Amazing. Let's jump into another one. Let's show these viewers what we're looking at. So if you tick it off, ticking it off is important so we can get to the next one nice and easy. So just where
we just ticked it
button with a
off.
check mark in it.
Yes, it's ticked.
Beautiful. Now scroll back up.
I've got that, yeah.
And you'll want to hit the arrow next to beginner FTB.
That's me, I'm the beginner. I am.
So over at your stats, yeah.
If Raising Arizona takes any more rating points off me, I'll get down to under 1,000. I can go for the handicap prizes then.
All right. Now this one's quite straightforward. This is a very straightforward one. Those more advanced of you guys in the chat, hold back on this one. Let's let some of the kind of low-rated newer players in chess kind of get.
It's called a gentleman
Yeah,
and what's the other word? The missing word.
Aha! To say that would be the.
A gentleman and a scholar. And a scholar. That's the saying, isn't it,
Like
Aiden? A gentleman and a
That is
scholar.
absolutely the saying. Gentleman and a scholar.
That's right.
So you want to go through the puzzle here. So read those moves. Picture the position in your head, and at a certain point, someone's going to make a mistake, and their opponent's not going to punish them for it. So you need to find the mistake and what should have been played to punish them. Let's see. First person to get that one.
Well, Queen takes F7 check. Look good.
Doesn't look much better than that.
Yeah, Queen takes F7 check instead of pinching the pawn.
I think we have an answer. All right, so that's nice, easy one. Nice, easy one.
Oh, I like that
Okay.
one. Did everybody else see that? We'll just give you a few seconds, right? Because we know some people are not high rated or anything. So just imagine on the board there. So White's played pawn to E4. Black's played the Sicilian with C5, correct? Have you got that in your heads? And now White moves the bishop to C4. Now, we all know the 3-move checkmate, right? So we all know that. We all understand the 3-move and the 4-move checkmate with the bishop going to C4 and the queen going to either F3 or H5 and checkmating on F7, the weakest square on the board. So then when we look at the puzzle, we say, oh, E4, Black's played C5, the Sicilian, that's without looking at the chessboard. White's played A6, so Black's played A6. That's pawn to Rook 3 for those people that play that use that notation. Queen to H5. Now at this stage, the bishop on C4 and the Queen H5 are threatening the F7 pawn with check, right? Now Knight to F6 is played, right? So Queen takes pawn, check on F7, and that's a killer. So we'll see the answer. And as we visualised, E4 was played, C5 was played, White plays the bishop to C4, attacking the weakest square on the board. And just as we discussed, the 3-move checkmate, the 4-move checkmate, A6 was played. White is now threatening queen takes pawn, checkmate, right? And now the knight moves up to attack the queen. And now, according to the computer, Black took the pawn. Well, there are two checkmates here. There are two checkmates. One, queen takes F7, checkmate. And the other checkmate is bishop takes F7, checkmate. So there are actually two checkmates and two solutions. Okay? Did you all see that one?
When we have a choice between a queen and a bishop, mate, you always do the bishop.
Yeah, well, it looks pretty. It's more artistic, isn't it,
Yeah,
Aiden?
yeah. If you've got two options, go for the lower rated one. Yeah, the less
There we
value.
go. Okay, so now what do we would go back? Oh, we're going to tick it off, haven't we?
Yes, just
So-
went off.
Yeah, we've ticked it off.
Nice, and then you can hit the arrow next to beginner FTB again and just take you to the next one. So do a couple
Beginner
of these just so we-
FTB. Yep, the arrow again. Yes, we've done that.
Yep.
Okay. Right, find the blunder, he said.
Oh, that's the same one. I don't know what happened there. Try.
Okay, well-
hit the button again. That was weird.
Hit the button again, right?
Yeah, hit the arrow again. That's strange.
Which one? The
Begin FTB. It mustn't have loaded the new link after you kicked it off.
right. Two fangs to start. Fangs for the memories. Here we go. I like what you say, Aiden. It says there are some pretty dumb ways to start a chess game, right? You know, Hikaru was being interviewed the other day on the Lex Friedman channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
And,
I listened to that. That's fantastic.
Hikaru did say, he was asked the question about Alpha Zero and Stockfish and what does he think would be the forced result of a chess game with perfect play by a super engine, and he did say that the moves E4 for white, D4 for white, right, would be E4 or D4 as a first move, would probably be a forced draw, but he doesn't know.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but F4 for white, hello, I think that's going to be a forced loss. Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
and we don't see
I
modern
remember that. Yeah.
we don't see modern grandmasters playing F4 as a first move. I was desperate in the late title Tuesday this morning, and I couldn't win a game, Aiden. I couldn't win a game, so you know what I did? I played the King's Gambit, and I actually
Nice.
won. I won the game. I played the King's Gambit.
Hell yeah.
Because
King's Gambit
that
win
was
against
because
the-
I was desperate. I thought I'm going to throw the kitchen sink at my opponent. Anyway, we're going to look at this puzzle, are we? You've got to
Yeah,
find the
sure.
blunder, right? Somewhere amongst the moves, one player will make a blunder that would swing the game heavily in their opponent's favour. Their opponent will not punish them for it. Your job, readers and followers and subscribers, your job is to identify which move was a blunder and what move should have been played to punish the blunder. Now, here we go. Have a good look at the written notation there. I'll centralise it for you. And this is called Two Fangs to Start. And it looks like white's played C4 and black's played C5. So we've got a symmetrical opening as far as the first move is concerned, right? Okay. Try to memorise this in your brain, guys. It's not easy, I know, but just try your best.
So the struggle is what helps us grow in our training, our visualization training.
Okay, so I nearly got it and then I lost it. So I've got to go back and try again, Aiden.
If you lose track of the position, just go back from the beginning each time we do it easier. What do you reckon, chat? Any ideas?
This knight to e5 looks really suspicious. D5, knight to e5. Well, you can take his knight off, can't you? Knight's on c6. Just take his knight off. He's played b6 and he hasn't protected his knight. So the knight's gone. He's lost his knight on c6. We'll just check. We'll just see if that's right.
Yep.
Yes, he played knight c6, so his knight's protected. Knight f3 was played. Can we see this, guys? And now knight to f6 was played, just like it says in the notes above. Knight c3 was played. And now a g6. So everything's all right in the Western front. e3, white's position solid. White's not losing any pieces. Bishop g7, everything's equal. Bishop e2. d5, something's happening now. Knight e5, right? Now, this is where I thought something's going wrong here. And now he played b6. He's lost his knight. Knight takes knight. There you go. So he could take his knight off. He's missed it. But what he actually did in the game was he castled and then black protected the knight. So that he missed his opportunity. So he should have captured the knight. Right, so one of the things, Aidan, and I think you know this now that you've studied the game and you've created your system, one of the things about beginners that I notice as a chess trainer is they make this fundamental mistake. They look at the board from their perspective with the pieces in front of them and try to work out a plan of what they're going to do, right?
Yeah.
So they've got this preconceived plan in their head of what they're going to do, and then they don't reply exactly to what their opponent's done. And that's why the piece was missed, right? Because That's what the beginners do too all the time. They'll make a move from their point of view and ignore completely what the opponent's doing. They just ignore it like, it's going to go away. You know, like it's like you're at the beach, right? You're at the beach, Aiden, right? This is similar, right? You're at the beach in Asia there, right? And suddenly you're at the beach and the ocean starts disappearing, right? The ocean starts disappearing, right? And then the smart people run for the hills. They know tsunami, tsunami, tsunami. They can see it coming, right? So don't move until you see it, right? And if you see the ocean moving, well, you better move. That's what I reckon anyway. Is that a good analogy?
That's good. That's one of the first things that just when you start training visualization this kind of way, because what's happening there brain-wise is you've got so much to think about. It takes so much of your mental energy to track your own pieces and your own attack. There's no room for what your opponent's doing. You're sort of stuck in this tunnel vision space. But then you train in this kind of way, and your brain gets much more comfortable holding large amounts of chess information. Then those sorts of things start to vanish because you can hold awareness of these things without it compromising your own kind of understanding of your own position.
Well, that's right. Raising Arizona started getting very, very close to it. So we're coming. We're very, very close in our scoring so far, because he beat me in the earlier one, didn't he?
He did.
He did. Yeah. You know what you got to do, as Taylor AU says, you got to slam your mouse and make it go poof. I don't know how that helps your chest, but that's what Taylor and AU says we've got to do.
I think Danya does that quite often.
I can believe it too. He's sort of a bit. Daniel Naroditsky, he's a bit. He looks like sometimes he's quiet and reserved, but I reckon he can blow up like the chess bra. I reckon he could. We've got another one. We'll tick that off. We've
just got another one. Why don't we have a quick? Do you want to do another one of these kind of find the blunders type ones? You enjoying those, John? Is that enjoying those?
Oh, okay. Why not?
Or do you want to mix it up? We can do another one.
We could do another one. I know, find the blunder.
Let's do another one. If you go to so there's intermediate position there. Hit the arrow next to intermediate position.
Yeah.
For me, please.
We've done that. It's loading now. Stuck in the corner.
Stuck in the corner.
Yeah. Like a naughty boy. You know, you get your done. If you're at school and you've done the wrong thing. You know what? I was at school once, and you know what the guy did to me? Frankie Azzopardi was his name. I still remember, it was Frankie Azzopardi, and he put a drawing pin on my little chair when I was about 6 or 7, and I sat on it, and this drawing pin went deep into my bum, and I screamed, right, and I was being taught by the nuns, right, like the Sisters of Charity nuns or whatever they were, and the nun came over and she said, "Johnny Curtis, what are you doing screaming in class?" And I said, "Frankie Azzopardi put a drawing pin in my bum, sister." And she said, "That's no excuse." And she grabbed me by the ear. She nearly ripped my ear off. I'll tell you what, I'm lucky to have my ear today. And she nearly ripped my ear off. And she said, "Oh, you're a very naughty boy." And so she put me stuck in the corner with a dunce hat on. There you go. And that's a true story. That's a true story.
No, amazing.
And you know who the sister was? Her name was Sister Leonore. And Sister Leonore invented Cuisenaire. And for those people that don't know, Cuisenaire is a numbered system for counting for children, and they would colour blocks. So if you had one square block, right, it might be white, for example, and if the block was the size of 2 squares, that'd be worth 2, and that might be a green block. And another block with, say, the equivalent of 3 squares long might be a brown block, and that was the coloured wooden counting system. It was called Cuisenaire, and that was invented by Sister Leonore, my sister, the same one that did not pick the right kid for being naughty. And poor old me, I was sitting in the corner of the classroom with a blinking thing stuck in my bum, a drawing pin. Oh, gee, I tell you, it was painful. Especially when you're young, because your skin's so sensitive. See, I was only about 6 or 7 then, So that was 63 years ago, and I still remember. I can tell you another story. I was in a vacant lot, right? And I trod on a nail or something like that. Anyway, so Mum said, "Oh, you could get tetanus. You've got to get a tetanus shot, right?" Which is what you do have to do if you get a bitten by a dog or something like that, or you get a nail in your foot or something like that. So she took me to the hospital, and this is another needle story. It's a true story too. And anyway, so this is St. Vincent's Hospital, right? And I was only about 8, I think it was, 8 or 9. I hadn't quite reached puberty, but I knew what a pretty girl was, right? And so I go into the emergency. It was like the emergency area, but it was also for the accident emergency. And there was a doctor there, and she was so beautiful, this female doctor. And she came up and she said, "Oh, it's going to be all right, Johnny. We're going to fix it." She said, "You just lay down there." And she had me. I had this warm feeling like I was safe and everything else, like an artificially inseminated cow when it's being milked, right? And then I just sort of laid over. She said, "Just lay over on your face there, and I'll just pull your pants down, and we'll fix it all up." And then she brought it. Then out of the corner of my eye, I saw this huge needle. Must have been about 6 inches long. Looked like it was 12 inches long to me as a 9-year-old. And she stuck this needle in my backside, right? It was the tetanus injection. I screamed my head off. Oh, I'll tell you what. So now I know what it's like to be stuck in the corner, but I don't know whether I can solve your problem. The audio will tell you where each of the pieces on the board are and whose turn it is. We're going to find the best move. Now, this puzzle was part of a compilation post, and it may refer to other puzzles from the original post. There we go. So you've got to take your time with this puzzle, apparently. This is intermediate level. So Raising Arizona and Sigmundra will have no trouble at all. Okay, so we'll turn the audio on. Are we ready, folks? Are we ready? We're on Twitch. We've got 204 people ready to listen. I'll turn up the sound so you can hear it. Here we go.
In this position, white has a king on g1, pawns on f2, g2, and h3, with a passed pawn on f6. White also has a rook on e1 and a queen on g3. Black has a king on h8, protected by a queen on g8 and a pawn on h6. White to move, mate in 2.
Where was that rook?
In this position, white has a king on g1, pawns on f2, g2, and h3, with a passed pawn on f6. White also has a rook on e1 and a queen on g3. Black has a king on h8, protected by a queen on g8 and a pawn on h6. White to move, mate in 2.
Oh, I like rook to e8. I like rook to e8. It wins, but I don't know whether it's mate in 2, but it looks like mate in 2. But it probably isn't. It's probably not mate in 2. But I like rook to e8. I like rook to e8.
Any ideas from chat?
Oh, the other one is the queen at h2. Yeah. I like rook e8. I like rook e8.
All right.
What does the chat think? I'm only guessing. I don't know exactly. I'm probably a little tired. I know Raising Arizona will get it. I'll play the audio one more time.
White has a king on g1, pawns on f2, g2, and h3, with a passed pawn on f6. White also has a rook on e1 and a queen on g3. Black has a king on h8, protected by a queen on g8 and a pawn on h6. White to move, mate in 2.
Oh, pawn on h6. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it's rook to e8, yeah. That's the winner, isn't it?
Nice. Let's have a look at the answer.
We'll have a look.
And to any of the viewers confused, this is a visualization training system, first of its kind, available online.
That's it. I was right.
Nice. Beautiful.
Aha! It's your boy. It's my grandson. Dune Hare
Oh, wow.
is here. No, he's not my real grandson. He's my adopted grandson.
That's
I just adopted him just now. Thank you, Dune Hare. Thank you for the cheers.
You had me fooled.
Oh, you really believed it was my grandson?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't got a
You
grandson.
said it with such conviction.
I haven't got a
When
grandson.
you said that's my grandson, my first thought was, that's a pretty cheap grandson. He hasn't even subbed to your channel.
Oh, yeah, he's not even a subscriber. What sort of grandson is that? There you go. Yeah, you know what they do nowadays, the younger generation, they can't help it because these are difficult times. So they always put their hand out, but you can understand why. The world is a difficult place right now. And but one thing, chess will help them, Aiden. Your system, like don't move until you see it. Do you know how important those words are? For any young people in the channel, I'll tell you now, when you think about the words, excuse me, don't move until you see it, let's put ourselves in a situation where you have to make an investment decision. You see the interest rates are going up, right? And you're not sure what's going to happen, but you know that if the interest rates continue, you could buy a house or something like that, or some other investment, and you might lose your money. So before you make your decision on purchasing the property, you may well want to read the next finance minister's report to see if it's expected that the next interest rate will go up either by 0.25 or 0.75%, which might bankrupt you, right? So don't move until you see it, right? That's it. And so chess is like life. Life is chess, and chess is life. And one of the things that you have to realise is that there are repercussions for the things we do, not only on the chessboard, but in life as well. And so they're very, very, very important words. Don't move until you see it. And you can apply that philosophy to your life, right? You might meet a young lady that you really like if you're a young man, and you might think, oh, I'm going to marry her, right? But it might be the worst decision you've ever made. So don't move until you feel that it's the right time to do so, right? So you've always got to be 100% sure of what you do, and so visualization technique helps. So have a good look at her grandmother, right? And if she looks real bad, think twice. So don't move until you see the beady eyes of the grandmother.
That's certainly the weirdest concept.
It could be the mother-in-law from hell, right? And I'll tell you what, some of these chess positions that we get into too, they can be really fearsome looking things. They could scare the life out of you, right? So you don't move until you see it, right? That's it. Here we go. So is this a puzzle now? We've got to find another puzzle, have we? Oh, we did click.
Yeah,
we've got to click on the arrow. We've done that.
The arrow. Let's get another one.
Okay. We've clicked on the arrow. And now we're going back up here. And what are we going to do now, Aidan?
We want to do. Let's do another one of the positional ones. So another one of these. If you go to intermediate position again and hit the arrow.
Okay, I've got that. Intermediate position 120, yeah. Wow, so there's 20. Yeah. That means that there's 20 puzzles. Is there, Aidan, in each one or something, is there?
In that collection, yeah. So
wow.
It's got a difficulty and a type.
That would have taken a long time to create all that.
Yeah.
Did you have a team?
Made over 400, yeah.
Did you have a team?
Everything you see is me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got a designer to do my logo.
You should be a grandmaster by now. You should be a grandmaster by now.
If I kept studying chess and stopped spending all my time building a website.
I'm going to turn the light on, then I'm going to show you something, right? And you could use this logo. It was designed by a friend of mine, and he's passed away. And this is a fantastic logo, right? And you can have it for free. Yeah. It's not patented as far as I know. I don't know whether anyone's ever seen it before, but I'm going to show you. This is a
Oops. That's quite cool. That's nice.
Yeah, it says coasting with CLC, coasting with Central Coast Chess Club, right? The Central Coast Chess Club, right? And they're coasters. They're beer coasters, right? And they're really well made. They're made of aluminium, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they're really well made. And I've had that for about 15 years. And my friend only passed away. His name was Michael Roach. He only passed away very recently, last 7 months ago or something. And he was actually the designer of the ergonomic chair, right? So when you look at a chair, you know, it's good for your back and stuff like that. He was actually, he won the Australian Design Award for the ergonomic chair. And he designed that coaster. So there you go, you've seen it. You can watch the video later and copy it. And you might replace that knight you've got with what Michael had.
That could be
But
pretty cool. That'd be
there's
nice.
no patent on it, right? There's no patent. Okay. So where are we? We're back here now. And we're a tricky one. Tell me all about a tricky one puzzle.
A tricky one. I kind of want to get you into some more straightforward stuff, actually. So I might actually take you through a beginner CT. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to add a couple more beginner things.
We've got a lot of beginners in the channel.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
And the other thing too is they have to start slowly, Aiden, because it's hard for them to think 3 or 4 moves in front. So I think we need to because they might be able to do that after they've done so many of your puzzles, but in the early stages. But I think we have to stick to the beginner puzzles for most of our audience. Yeah.
I think that might be the play as well. So
I'm agreeing with you.
That makes sense. All right, cool. Now, if you refresh that page, so if you go Command R.
Yeah, we could trick them and give them the advanced position.
Yeah.
No, we won't do that. We won't do that. So what are we going to click beginner or something, are we?
Go Command R, because I'm just refreshed all the stuff on the right. So
Command R. It's working now.
And first is Don't Move Until You See It, which is my visualization tool that I built after I got some really nuts results in training my visualization, which took me from about 750 rating up to about 1500 in 9 months, studying 10 to 15 minutes a day, just focused on my visualization. And now I've had a ton of people from beginners to tournament level players, title players, even international master, use it and find great benefits in their own chess.
And can we give them a discount if for watching my channel? Can we give them a 5% discount off or 10% or something? What special offer can we give them for because of following the channel here today on this special presentation? Can you do them a deal? I'm trying to look after you guys. I'm trying to give you a good deal here.
I could probably do like a 20% off.
20? Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'll do
20% off. Oh, give them 10% off and give me 10%. No, I'll tell you the truth. I'm getting nothing for this, right? I'm getting nothing except good vibrations. So that's the truth. Honest engine, right? I'm not getting anything for it. So seriously. So if Aiden, I'm sorry, talking over the top of you, but if you're giving 20% off on this course, that is like some of these Grandmaster courses extremely expensive, and let's face it, most of the beginners are not going to be Grandmasters. They're not. Let's be honest. But what they can do is they can achieve a really good level according to their abilities, and they can maximize their abilities using the system, right? So 20% off, I think that's more than generous. If you go to Aiden's channel and you are interested in improving your chess rapidly, because apparently the results are such that you do get rapid improvement from this system, right? So I'm talking about rapid improvement, but permanent rapid improvement if you're doing these mental exercises. So and it's hard work, but it pays. Hard work pays. It does pay off, right? And so 20% off. That's fantastic. Just tell Aiden when you go in there and you want to make an appointment to talk to him about his system or whatever. About the 20% off. Don't let him get away with giving you 10%. Make sure you get your full 20% off, right?
Right,
so,
write it down somewhere. I've just made the code GM Teddy. Yeah. So if you put GM Teddy in the coupon code,
there you go.
If you decide to sign up, You
Okay.
don't have to sign up. There's that link that I'll just repost.
Okay, so you get 20% off if you use Grandmaster Teddy. Hold on, I'm going to get Grandmaster Teddy. 1 minute. Grandmaster Teddy, you're a witness, right? You're a witness, Grandmaster. So Grandmaster Teddy's a witness, and Teddy says 20% off, right, for the followers, right, Teddy? 20% off. That's it. Teddy's happy. What do you reckon, Ted? Oh, can we make it? Can we make it 50%? Can we make it 50? Oh, do I hear 70% off? No, no, Teddy, no, go away, Ted. 20. No, we're happy with 20%. Don't listen to Grandmaster Teddy, right? Don't listen to Grandmaster Teddy. So what are we doing now?
All right, so I've just added. So did you refresh the page? You did. Great.
Yes.
So let's have a look at some nice kind of straightforward sort of ones. There is a puzzle type called the opening.
Oh, the opening.
So if you go, beginner opening at the top there on the
yes.
stats.
You click on the arrow.
So, yep, to the beginner opening puzzle, the way these work.
Oh, the Scotch game.
We need to picture the starting position in our heads, and the audio is going to give you a sequence of moves from that starting position.
You know, I've got Scotch blood in
the
me.
audio game.
Wow.
Sorry?
I've got Scotch blood in me.
Oh, very nice.
From Scotland.
From Scotland.
That's it.
Very nice. That's the only word I can say in a vaguely Scottish accent is the word Scotland.
Me too.
Any more in me, yeah.
So this is the Scotch game era.
Awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
So we're going to listen to the audio. At some point, there's going to be a tactic. For everyone in the chat, if you can't get through the puzzle to the tactic, that's totally okay. Normally, what I recommend people start with when they hit the system are game audio. So it's listening to moves of game, trying to follow along. When you lose it, go back to begin, start again. Just get used to following moves in your head. These opening puzzles will really help you do that, which would be great. If you can get to the end of the audio, it shouldn't be that long, depending on the puzzle. There'll be a tactic that you can spot as well. But don't be disheartened if you can't make it. Keep trying. The struggle is going to give you great improvement, and you will feel that when you neglect your best.
Raising Arizona, excuse me 1 second, I think Raising Arizona is under the impression that I'm selling Grandmaster Teddy and giving 20% off. I can't sell Grandmaster Teddy.
Not 20% off.
No,
maybe 5.
Maybe 5% off. Okay, come on. Raising Arizona, you're an idiot. What are you, Raising Arizona? You're a blithering idiot. But we still love you. Go on. Okay. Oh, we love the man. We do. We love the Raising Arizona. Okay, here we go. We'll count to 10 because your blood sugar levels and everything all got to come down because you've got to concentrate, guys. Okay. Are you ready?
Deep breath.
Okay.
Eyes closed. Let's go.
Right. So the whole idea is we've got to lead through a series of moves from the beginning of a game. And we're told it's got something to do with the Scotch Gambit, right? At a certain point, one player will make a mistake, and it's our job to find the move to punish it. So listen carefully. I'll count to 5 quietly in my head, and then I'll press the start button. Shh.
One. E4. E5. 2. Knight F3. Knight C6. 3. D4. E takes D4. 4. Knight takes D4. Knight takes D4. 5. Queen takes D4. Bishop D6. What is the best move for white?
I know. Do you know what it is, guys? I'm giving you a chance to think about it. What I will do is I'll replay it. I'll replay it for you. Pharaoh Hex says Queen takes G7, but don't listen to him. I'm going to replay this, right? Listen carefully.
1. E4. E5. 2. Knight F3. Knight C6. 3. D4. E takes D4. 4. Knight takes D4. Knight takes D4. 5. Queen takes D4. Bishop D6. What is the best move for white?
Okay, we have one answer in the chat, and the answer is given as Queen to G7. Let's see if he's correct. Raising Arizona agrees. And here we go. Here's the position. We heard E4. We heard E5. We were playing these moves in our minds. Knight to F3 was played. Scotch game, Knight C6 and D4. And a lot of you people will remember, this is one of my favourite positions in chess for white. Pawn takes pawn. Knight recaptures. Knight takes knight. And queen takes knight. And now black has played bishop to D6. And now if we look at the position, there are no checks. The next thing we look at are there any captures? Well, because after all, we've got to win. And queen takes G7 is correct. So congratulations, Pharaoh HK, who was first in the chat. And congratulations to Raising Arizona, who stole Pharaoh's idea. No, congratulations, Arizona. No, you got it right too, buddy. I'm only joking, right? But I give you a tough time sometimes, don't I, Raising Arizona? I certainly do give you a tough time. Don't move until you see it says, I think I pulled this puzzle from an official game on chessgames.com. There's some atrocious moves in those archives, he says. We'll give it a tick. We'll give it a tick. And we'll return to the land of the living. So giving it a tick, and now we're back. We're back. Now we've got any other...
Right. Well, let's have a look at... let's do a... I'll just like sort of skip you around. What are we kind of enjoying at the moment? You guys in the chat for a little while seeing...
Just in case, we got 568 people. Some may have came in late. Can you, Aidan, can you just explain to people about this, what we're doing here and what it's all about? right? This is a unique system that you've developed. Please tell the 568 people watching.
Absolutely. This is Don't Move Till You See It. This is a system I built using a all-new approach to visualization training. Did not exist before. Had to come up with this.
Oh,
for
sorry,
myself, but
Aidan, may I interrupt? I don't mean to be rude,
Yeah.
but some of our viewers are from overseas and they're from different countries all over the world. So can we just speak a bit slowly because their English comprehension may not be too good. So we want them all to
Absolutely.
understand what's going on. And you do speak a little bit too quick, right?
I do.
No,
yeah,
no, I've got friends in Colombia and they'd like to hear it from you, you see.
absolutely. Speaking slowly is one of my weaknesses, so we will we will see how I go. This is Don't Move Until You See It. This is a visualization training tool using all new methods that I developed myself. That took me from being very bad to being quite good in a short space of time, and is now in use by title players preparing for tournaments. I've had wonderful feedback from Bruce Pandolfini and John Bartholomew, who think I'm on the verge of something awesome. And yeah, I've been getting great results for a lot of people. So I'm hoping that some of you in chat today can kind of do the training and come away and feel that your grip on visualization and therefore every other part of chess is stronger, and that would be amazing. That's the goal, that's the plan.
Thank you, Aidan. And you said that you're giving a code, Grant GM Teddy, 20% off your purchase price.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll post it in the chat. I'll put a link. There's a link to a totally free 5-day kind of introduction to the whole method. There's no obligation for a sale. It's totally, I just want to give you guys some real improvement. But if you do then decide to sign up for something,
so they can try it for free, can they? Can they try it for free for a while?
System, but I've got a free email-based course.
Okay. So
getting...
that's free for a short while, is it? How many days? How many days?
It's a 5-day course, but that course is always free. If you
so you can check it out then. You can check it out.
Yeah. Check out the method, see if it works for you, see if it resonates with you. And if it does, then you can sign up, use the code GMTeddy to get 20% off.
I think I'll check it out myself. I like it.
Honestly, that would be incredible.
I told Aidan and the other people in the chat earlier, I played in Late Title Tuesday, and I played a Grandmaster, right, in Late Title Tuesday early this morning, about 8 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And I'm playing this Grandmaster, and I was beating him. And you know what? I had a new queen, right? And so all I had to do was push my pawn, and I make a queen. But you know what? I pushed my pawn, I left my queen on prise, and I lost my queen. And you know, that's because I visualized it the wrong way, right? And these tools can help you. They can correct those little errors in your brain where you make blunders, you know? Yeah.
Actually, there is a particular puzzle type I built to specifically target the type of error you made in that game.
Really?
I call them continuity errors.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that hurt the most because...
Oh, it hurt. It hurt. It really hurt. I'm feeling the pain. I'm feeling the pain.
A continuity error is at its core, it's unsolving a problem that you already solved.
Aidan, do you realise we've got so many beginners here? If any of these beginners here, most of them have never beaten a Grandmaster, right? And if one of them had a chance, Aidan, they say they followed your system, they get a good position, and they've got a one game and they've only got one winning move to find, right? And we don't want them blundering, do we? Right?
Not at all.
We don't want them to give a queen away like Mr. Stupid here, right? That's my name. My name is Dr. Stupid on Lichess, you know. That's my name. I call myself Dr. Stupid. And this morning, Dr. Stupid felt very stupid. I really did. But I'll tell you what I've got here. I've actually got my stethoscope. Now, I don't know whether this will help you with your chest, but if you lose a queen, you can always check your heart rate. I think my heart stopped. There we go. But Dr. Stupid, he's got his stethoscope, and amongst other things, I've got the binoculars. I use the binoculars. Don't move until you see it. Aidan, do you recommend binoculars in your training system? Chest
They're
binoculars.
very useful if you're playing from a long way away.
Of course.
I find
But don't
they're
forget-
quite useful.
Don't forget the Grandmaster's secret. The Grandmasters will tell you. The Grandmaster will tell you. They'll say, "Son, go out and get a pair of chest binoculars so you can see deep into the position." But you know what you got to do, Aidan? You got to take the lens caps off, right? If you
that
don't
does
take-
help.
If you don't take the lens caps off, you can't see a bloody thing. And that's the Grandmaster secret.
I thought the Grandmaster secret was always seeing opposite a mirror, so you can take like glimpses at your opponent's pieces. I always thought that was a good one.
That is a good one. Okay, we'll watch it. We're doing something here now, aren't we?
All right. Yes, we ticked it off. So let's. I want to show you one of those. What I call them my illegal move puzzles. The ones about continuity.
Yes.
So I will just add another thing to list there for you. It's not what I was going to show, but when you were talking about it, I was like, wow, let's do that.
Okay.
Yes, I've made 13 different types based on specific things that I'm trying. Like I was trying to solve in my own game.
Yeah.
And it's cool. So now if you refresh the page,
Refresh the page. How do I do that
so
again?
Command R.
Oh, Command R. Command
Yep.
R. Yeah. So I'm refreshing the page.
Beautiful. And then you want to go to the arrow next to beginner illegal move.
Oh, I see that. Yes. Beginner. Gee, you've got a lot of different programs there.
Yeah, I've made over 400 exercises.
Wow.
Uh,
Because that would really train the old brain.
yeah, absolutely.
Because it's really brain training, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's
Wow.
training your brain to get used to thinking like this.
Yeah. But chess, we all know chess is good for the brain. Gary Kasparov, he was one of the ones that pushed the Chess in Schools program internationally, right? Gary Kasparov. And it was Great Britain that the Parliament that funded some money towards Chess in Schools program because they felt that the Russians were doing very, very well with their Chess in Schools program, and academically they were getting great results. So there's not much doubt that say you've got a child that learns to play chess, and you've got your child to adopt Aidan's system, well, there's always the chance that their academic prospects might improve as well, because because the lateral thinking skills, right, and the other skills, like the thinking outside of the box, and this is these tools can be used in life. Like the mind is enhanced, and a child, not saying a child will become a prodigy or anything like that, but heaven forbid that might be more of a hindrance than a blessing. But what they can do can certainly help them in life. That's what I feel. So it's something for children too. It could be an enhancement tool for memorizing things. We're training the mind to memorize things without actually looking at the board. Now, say for instance that a person is going for an exam at university. Who's to say that their chess training through Aidan's school hasn't some impact on their ability to remember certain positions or calculus or whatever it might be that might just possibly help them with their university degree or something like that? Or no, I'm serious. I'm serious. Any enhancement,
absolutely.
any enhancement to the human mind is something that is a marvelous thing, and that brings to mind the interview between Lex Friedman on YouTube and the creator of AlphaZero, right? And yes, there's a great interview with him. He could have easily have been a grandmaster. He was interested in chess, and then he went on to develop the artificial intelligence systems that you see today at chess.com, right? And it's very interesting to listen to his story, so you can check that out on YouTube in the Lex Friedman podcasts, okay? Anyway, we'll get back to this.
Nice.
Hey! Don't move until you see it. He's gifted some tier 1 subs. Woohoo! He's gifted tier 1 sub to Dune Hare, one to Armin Lemos 10, another one to Crocodile, another one. Nearly got me. Right, yeah. And another one to Xeon 00000, and one to Arzel 11, and g'day Chesterstein 2010. G'day Chesterstein.
Redeemed a very important channel points above my gift there. If you have a look at it, it's very important that we redeem this one.
Yeah, that's right. Dr. Chesterstein 2010 redeemed Grandmaster Teddy shout out 10,000. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, don't forget you get 20% off this system, and you can also test the system before you buy it, right? So not only do you get 20% off if you use that GM Teddy, the GM Teddy code, right, for 20% off, but you can actually go into the chess site, don't move until you see it, and you can test the system and do a few exercises, and if you like it,
you'll get kind of history on it and a bunch of like an introduction into how it works and some exercises to play with. Yeah,
that's fantastic. Yeah. Anyway, what are we going to do? We're going to do this the illegal move, aren't we?
Yeah, let's do the illegal move. So these are kind of like the Find the Blunders from earlier. In this one, we get to play like a forensic arbiter, is the way I like to think of it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a very simple one. This is just an introduction to the idea of this particular game. But you're going to look at the game. At some point in the game, someone's going to make an illegal move. A move that doesn't make sense or is incorrect in the way it's notated or can't be done for whatever reason. And you have to work out which move that is.
Okay.
So what this does, it keeps track of our continuity.
Okay, so here it is here.
In order to do,
So game 1, there's an illegal move there, right? And we've got to visualize this. So in game 1, we can see E4, E5. I hope you can all see this, guys, right? E4, E5, right? So the pawns are sitting opposite each other. I'll try to help you here. The pawns, we've got the chessboard. We know E4 is pawn to King 4, and E5 is pawn to King 5, King 4 for black, right? And so the pawns are opposite each other. So that's legal. Knight to F3. Can you imagine that, guys? In your mind, knight to F3. That's what Bobby Fischer told you to do. So put your knights on F3. So we know that knight on F3, if you're playing the Ruy Lopez, or it's attacking the pawn on E5, right? So we know that. Now we know knight to C6 in the Ruy Lopez. Knight to C6 protects the pawn that the knight's attacking. So that's quite legal. And then now we know that the bishop goes to C4 because we remember the 3-move checkmate, don't we, guys? Right? We all remember the 3-move checkmate. where the bishop can go on c4, the queen goes on f3, checkmate on f7, right? So we all know that. So that's legal, bishop c4. Now black's played d6. Now that looks all right, doesn't it, right? Now white wants to play a checkmate, so he plays queen to h5. Except he can't, can he? Why can't white play queen to h5? Now have a look at the previous moves and then tell me why the queen cannot go to h5. I'll ask you a question. Have any of the knights moved more than once? If not, that's your hint, right? Okay, well, we'll look at the solution after, but our answer for game one is that the queen can't go to h5 because you've got a knight on f3 that blocks it from going to h5, because that would be an illegal move and you'd be classified as a chess cheat if you play queen to h5 in that position. Right, so game...
So what we learned earlier from you, though, is...
That's right.
So back in the old days, if black made a move after this queen to h5 shenanigan, then it counts.
Of course.
Back in, like,
Oh, no, don't go there. Don't go there. We'll confuse them. We're not here to confuse the public. We're here to help them. So game two. So we'll clear our heads now. We'll clear our heads. And now we're looking at game two. Now we know that there's an illegal move in that notation somewhere. So we're going to try to go through this in our minds, right? Okay? Have you got your mind ready? Let's clear your mind, right? Just think of a deep ocean. There's no ships on the horizon, just the ocean, right? That's all you're looking at, the ocean. Don't listen to the waves crashing against the shore. That's a distraction. Just look at the ocean. Look at the ocean. Calm your mind. A few deep breaths. Right? Now here we go. White plays d4. Okay? That's pawn to queen 4. The black plays knight to f6. Right? Can you see that? Knight to f6. Right? c4 is played like it. So we've got like a queen's gambit position where white's played d4 and c4, and we now know that there's a knight on f6. Okay, so now black plays e6, right? So he played pawn to king 3, black, right? Just right next to that knight on f6. Now white plays knight to c3. So his knight and his pawn, his c pawn, are attacking the d5 pawn. Can we see that? The bishop to b4 is played. That's a legal move because hold on, e6, bishop to b4, that's a legal move, yeah, because the bishop moves, because the pawn's on e6, the bishop can move to e7, can't it, because the pawn's on e6. So he's opened a way for the bishop to go to b4. So that's a legal move. Now white then plays queen to c2, right? Queen to c2. Now, white has played c4, so that means the pawn has moved from c2 to c4. So that means that the queen can go to c2 because the pawn's moved from c2 to c4. So that's an illegal move, right? Now, black plays knight to d4. Well, you know, the knight's not allowed to move like that, guys. The knight's on f6, right? The knight's on f6. Now, if we look back on the, we know a knight on c6 can take to d4. Now, let's go back. Black's played knight f6, he's played e6, he's played bishop e4, but he hasn't played knight to c6. So how on earth can his knight on f6 capture on the d4 square? So again, he's played an illegal move. Call the chess, please. Call the chess, please. He should be locked up and banned from chess for life, this bloke. And we'll look at the answers. Here we go. Right, so game one, queen to h5 is illegal, as white's knight on f3 blocks the queen's movement to that square. If all you guys that got that right, give yourselves a hand, give yourselves a good clap. You've done well. And game 2, knight takes d4 is illegal as the black knight on f6 can't reach the d4 square. Not unless the knight moves like a bishop, right? So they are the 2 answers. So if you got those 2 answers, you don't need to do the course. You're already a chess genius. But if you want to do the course, you want your 20% discount, don't forget GM Teddy, right? That's the code, right? You'll get 20% off the course, and that'll help you improve your chess. And if you haven't been able to do the puzzles, you better sign up for the course straight away because you need it. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll give ourselves a tick. There we go. We gave ourselves a tick. Okay, so with that, I think we've covered enough today.
Yeah, I think we have.
I really have. We've had a great time, everybody, and we want to thank all 250 viewers that are still with us, and we want to thank Aidan, right, from Don't Move Until You See It. Aidan, do you want to tell them one more time about what your system is, about the discount, about anything that you think you can help them with?
Yeah.
And if you've got any questions for Aidan, please, I'll put my links in the chat. Come into Twitch TV now, and Aidan will be here for a few minutes. And if you've got any questions, you can go into Twitch TV, get into the chat and ask Aidan any questions you've got about the chess mind enhancement system that we're showing you here today. All right, so if you've got any questions for Aidan.
Thank you guys for some of the engagement stuff on this. It's been wonderful. It's been really fun to kind of see people's reactions, and John, obviously, wonderful as always. It's been an absolute pleasure. This is my visualization training system. It's been a wild ride putting this out into the world. Some idea I came up with it took me from 700 up to around 1500 in a very short space of time with not much study actually required. And now it's getting some great results for all sorts of people at all sorts of levels across the board. If you're a beginner, if you use my system or not, whatever you decide to do, focus on your visualization. If you want to get better at chess, visualization is the one skill in chess that touches every other part of the game. If you are strong in visualization, then everything else becomes easier to learn. Decisions become easier to make in the game. You have clarity as you're trying to make those decisions. I call visualization the master skill of chess. It is the one skill that makes everything else either easier or irrelevant. And finding ways to isolate that, train that in an active way, will take your game to whole new levels. And this system has been built, designed to help you do that. If you want to learn some more about it, I'll post the link in another time. You can sign up for the Master Skills series.
Oh, they can also watch the YouTube video, Aidan. We're going to put this on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to put this on YouTube. So if you want to watch it again or go through some of the exercises, don't forget you can go straight to the site and practice on some of Aidan's system before you decide to purchase or recommend it to your friends or family.
And so once you're there, you can sign up for that series. I'll sign up for the full system. If you use the code GMTeddy, you'll get 20% off, and that's off of your subscription forever. Like, that's not just to start.
So it's forever, is it? So
yeah, so 20% off, and that'll keep rolling over. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's all right.
Which is pretty nice.
Grandmaster Teddy tried to get 50%, but I'm sorry, guys. He's been eating those funny lollies again. Now, 20% off is more than generous, I think. I was trying to bargain for 5 or 10%. was trying to do the difficult Chinese bargaining system, right? You know, because the Chinese are really good negotiators. They really are. Because when Australia was dealing with its wheat contracts, it was always very difficult to negotiate with the Chinese. So when I was buying my house, someone told me, said, "Oh, negotiate like a Chinese wheat contractor." And I said, "Oh, all right, I'll try that," and it worked. So I tried that with Aidan, and I was trying for 5 or 10%, but I wasn't greedy enough. And he was kind enough to make it 20% off. So that's really good. That's kind. That is very generous, Aidan. Thank you. Because it's taken
Thank you for this opportunity.
no, because it's taken a large part of your life to develop this. And
Yeah, it's been most days last couple of years. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Years of your life, right? So like you should be rewarded for coming up with a great idea like this. And the idea has always been there. Grandmaster Miguel Najdorf was the world blindfold chess champion. So he would have been using your skills that you're training people here today to use. And Grandmaster Miguel Najdorf, who invented the Najdorf opening, right? Not Sicilian Najdorf. He would have probably only done 10 or 12 games blindfold, and he built up to a record, 50 or 60 blindfold games. And then I watched the story about Timur Garayev, right? And he's the current blindfold world chess champion, right? And he holds the record now. He superseded the results of Grandmaster Miguel Najdorf. And I can tell you also, Grandmaster Ian Rogers, a personal friend of mine, I remember years ago, Grandmaster Ian Rogers, I used to be able to play 3 games blindfold without thinking about it, and up to so many moves. But if it went to a long end game, it started getting a bit hard. But if you practice the visualization techniques and you kept doing it, well, you get better and better and stronger. And I somehow think, I remember Ian Rogers was Grandmaster Rogers. He was playing 12 games blindfold or something, and it seemed to be no problem for him. But I don't think Grandmaster Rogers did that straight away. I think he must have used some sort of training, brain training techniques. And I know that Grandmaster the blindfold world chess champion, Timur Garayev, he was using an actual blindfold on his face, and he had special techniques and everything else to enhance his mind, to go deeper and deeper into all these different positions and hundreds of boards or whatever he did. It's an absolutely magnificent thing, and there's no doubt that it really does work. I know that we're not selling you a concoction of nonsense here. This is a system that will really help you improve, but you've got to work at it. Every system is as good as the amount of effort that you put into it, right? So have a good look at it.
Depending on your level, this system can give you instant improvement. If you are around 700, 800 rated, just the process of forcing your brain to hold this information in your head will clear up so many one-move blunders in that session. Thing is, this stuff's not magic, though. So even if you do get that instant improvement and come out of it, you need to continue working this skill. This needs to become part of the regimen. I recommend you should train visualization for 10 minutes before you do anything else on chess for the day.
Okay.
Because when your brain is in that kind of stretched mode, where you sort of like you've been trying to follow an entire game for 12 moves with no board, and then all you need to do is remember that the knight moved here and the bishop moved here, your brain is like grateful, it's relieved. And that is an incredibly powerful state to be in when playing games or doing puzzles or studying anything else. It sets you up as the WFM that uses the system sets you up to calculate like a madman.
Mm.
And that's what I recommend. Is use the system, use exercises, audio-based exercises, for 10 minutes before you do chess for the rest of any other chess the rest of the day, and you will feel those benefits very quickly in your game.
Can you put that link in the chat one more time,
I will.
Aiden? You just put that link in your discount code in there. That's it. Thank you. I want to thank Aiden for coming in today and sharing his valuable time with us. I also want to thank him for the gifted subs that he's made to the channel. And I think I've made a real friend in you, Aiden. So please keep in touch and let me know how your system is developing, because I'm interested in helping people that help themselves and work hard to achieve their goals. And you're a person that I really admire, and that's why you're on my channel today. And I believe in your system. I'm not trying to sell. I'm not trying to sell this system to make a quid. Seriously, guys, I'm actually doing this to help my followers and help my subscribers, so that they can improve. And what are the costs of this system? Because I don't even know. I've got no idea. Now, what would it? What would it?
It's very accessible. It's $15 a month.
$15 a month? You're kidding.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah.
$15 a month, guys. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. So and you're getting 20% off. I mean that's really great, because some of these Grandmaster courses can cost you $800 or $1,000, and like as I said before, for $15 a month, if you're really that is. I mean, you haven't got much to lose at $15 a month, have you? Really, you haven't got much to lose at all. So check out.
I also do a 30-day thing. So if you try it and decide you don't love it or it doesn't work for you for whatever reason, just let me know and you'll get your money back on that for the month.
Oh, there you go.
I haven't had anyone take up on that yet, but I wouldn't mind if someone was the first. I'm not going to say no questions asked, because I will obviously ask questions. I love feedback. I want to know
well, that's
why
right.
it didn't work for you if that's the case. But you won't find any hassle getting your money back if you decide you don't love. But I hope you do.
Oh, there you go. Oh, I think that's more than reasonable. Really, I do. Do you know that, Aiden, if you buy a good chess book nowadays, it's going to cost you $50 anyway. That's right. Yeah. And it'll take you a week or so to read the chess book, and $15. That's 3 months of chess training. That's better than buying a good chess book, isn't it? And you're actually you're learning to play chess rather than a definitive opening or anything else. What you're really doing is you're learning to understand positions and not make mistakes and things like that. So I think it's a wonderful tool. Anyway,
thanks so much.
That's why I give you my blessing on it, and I wish you all the best. And with that, I'm going to end the stream, and I will post this stream to YouTube, because Aiden will send me a photograph and we'll put it on YouTube so you can watch it again, and you can see your own comments in YouTube if you want to. And I'll put my links in. I'll leave Aiden's link in there. But we're going to end the stream now, so we're going to look for a raider and say goodbye to Aiden. So goodbye, Aiden. God bless you. And
thank you all so much.
That's okay.
Thank you, John. This has been wonderful. I really appreciate it.
So I'm going to do a raid if I can get to Twitch. Where's Twitch TV? There's Twitch. And we're going to look for a raid channel. I played in Late Title Tuesday. We had 501 people watching there, Aiden.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
nice.
just then we had 501 people. I'll tell you what. I'm going to raid Hannah Sace. You might want to tell Hannah Sace about your system too, right?
Oh, wonderful! Yeah, she's great. Yeah,
she is. And she's very popular. Yeah. People love her. So we're going to raid Hannah Sace. Okay. So So we're rating the Hannah Says
Choice.
channel. And I'll see you again shortly. So it's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Grandmaster Teddy. See you guys.